All right. So, for what you're going to do today, you are going to need your outline from yesterday. Okay, so it looks like this. You have 2 sentences already done, and we're going to do the outline for the final 2 sentences. Okay, so you'll also definitely want this handy because this is what you're going to use to find those words. Okay, we've already done it here at school, so you can see some of my important words are circled. All right, so we're going to find the third sentence. And actually, I'm going to use a note card here and cover up so that you can't see my important words. Okay, so far we have a hungry fox saw a bunch of ripe grapes. Well, we wrote our outline for that. And now we moved on to our number 2 sentence. They dangled high up on a vine. Okay, we did do our outline for that one. Now, this is our next sentence that we need to be thinking about. What are those important words? Okay, so he jumped and jumped, but could not reach. Okay, you might be able to see that your classmates determined that jumped was an important word, and I would definitely agree. So your first important word is going to be the word jumped. Okay, so using your outline, go ahead and write that word jumped. Now, we want to remember that our rule for writing our keyword outlines is that you cannot have any more than 3 words. Okay, so just because we're limited on the number of words, let's think about how many times he jumped. Well, he jumped and jumped. So we're going to add, because numbers and symbols are free, we're going to add the number 2. He jumped 2. Now, a symbol that we could use for times, so like, he jumped 2 times, is an X. So once you get to 3rd grade, you're going to get to do math problems like 3 times 2. So that X we sometimes can use to represent the word times. Okay, so you'll see our first part of our outline says he jumped 2 times. Now, we have another symbol. So make sure you get your comma there, because that's we have another symbol here. And your classmates decided that he could not reach was the most important, but that was 3 words, could not reach. So we determined that a good symbol to use is this. Okay, maybe you see it on signs that say no smoking, or maybe it says there's no cell phones allowed here, no food or drink. Maybe you see that at a gymnasium. So this says like no or could not. Okay. And then what do you think our last word is? He jumped 2 times, but he could not. If you said reach, you are exactly right. Reach. He jumped 2 times, but he could not reach. Okay. Now, some of you might be going, well, Miss Caldwell, we have 2 words here. We're allowed to have 3. Is it okay if we don't have 3 words? Yes, it is okay if we don't have 3 words. The rule is that we just can't have more than 3. Okay, we're allowed to have less than 3. Okay, if you're not finished writing, you can hit pause or the space bar, and that'll pause so that you can write. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the last and final sentence. The last sentence says, he said, I'll bet those grapes are sour anyway. Now, you can see your classmates have chosen 3 important words here. Okay, so the first word that they said was important was the word said. Okay, they wanted us to know that the fox said something. Don't forget your comma after your word said. Okay. Now, what did he say? He said he will bet. So they chose bet as an important word. And what does he bet? He bets that those grapes are sour. Okay. So in order for you to write this, you can click the pause so that you can get these final 2 lines on your paper. Okay. Now, tomorrow, or I guess it's maybe not tomorrow, I believe it'll be tomorrow or Friday, you are going to get to practice reading your story to your mom or dad. Okay, so we use our outline, and it's okay that we don't get the words exactly the same. So let me show you for an example. Okay, I always like to start my stories with once upon a time just because I feel like the stories are a lot more fun when they start with a once upon a time. So once upon a time, there was a fox who saw a bunch of grapes. Now, would it be okay if I said, once upon a time, there was a fox who saw a bunch of purple grapes? Yeah, that would be fine. Now, he saw them dangled high on a vine. We could maybe even say he saw them dangled way up high on a vine. He jumped 2 times and jumped, but he couldn't reach. He said, I'll bet those grapes are sour anyway. So if you notice, there's lots of other words that I said, but these are the words that help me remember that story. Okay? Retelling stories is a very, very important part of reading, and being able to read a story, but then also being able to retell it to somebody who's never heard it before. And this is a strategy that is going to help us with that. Okay? So again, if you're not finished writing, hit the space bar here. If you are finished writing, I will be back with you, I believe maybe next week. If you're back to school next week, we hope to see you next week. If not, you'll probably get another one of me sometime next week. So we'll see you guys later.